Hello, you know me by now. I'm your presenter, Davia Chambers, and this week we talk about youth empowerment. I want us to make way for our young people. Through mentorship, guidance, and support, the possibilities for our world are great. This is Let's Talk Tobago, coming to you from Villa Pelicano in Blackrock. We've got a fresh look at stories this week. Time now to sit back and see what's coming up. It was a network of sorts at this year's Tobago Economic and Business Outlook Conference. A look at the ongoing commitment to control HIV/AIDS on the island and shaping boys to men. No singing involved. These stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago continues.
The Tobago House of Assembly has a plan, the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan, CEDP, and it is for all of us. Are you ready to benefit from higher levels of development in Tobago and a higher standard of living?
We ready!
The priority areas are branding Tobago, clean, green, safe and serene, business development and entrepreneurship.
Are you ready?
Human capital development.
I'm ready.
Social development and resilience.
I'm ready.
Improved infrastructure and utilities. Enhanced safety and security.
I'm ready.
Environmental sustainability. Tourism.
Are you ready?
Marine resources and forestry.
Are you ready?
Good governance and institutional reform.
The CEDP is ready. Join us and get on board.
Let's travel the island, straight back to my land, even to Thailand. Anyway,
SIT Tobago, ready to provide your community with the highest degree of professional services in emergency response. Contact SIT Mariah at 660-0065 or SIT Speyside at 660-6096. SIT 24-hour services, emergencies, medical or other. SIT Pro, the new face of emergency management.
The uniquely designed Villa Pelicano is our location this week. If a hideaway is what you seek, then this place may be just right for you. In our first story, the forecast is sunny and bright. More Tobagonians create their own business and learn to market themselves better. This helps a thriving private sector.
Elton Richardson, owner of Creative Signs and AJ's Accessories. Mr. Richardson has been an entrepreneur serving Tobagonians for close to 50 years. He's always open to any opportunity that will allow him to improve his business. So he was glad to attend the 9th Tobago Economic and Business Outlook Conference. One of the major topics coming out of the conference was on the need for greater productivity in both the public and the private sectors. So business owners like Mr. Richardson got tips to improve the quality of work and the profits they get out of their businesses from their employees.
Given incentives, he spoke about in Barbados, some very few companies were given bonuses, incentive bonuses. And I realized that that is something that could be positive for us. Let the employees know that they have within themselves the means of adding to their financial rewards by putting out more, by being more productive.
The conference is put on by the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development as a way to create more business opportunities for Tobagonians through the sharing of ideas and networking, aspects that drapery designer and cake decorator Susan Corridon appreciates.
Advertising is one, and you get to meet a lot of people. You get to see the other people who I am associated with, like people who do the jewelry, the artwork, painting, the mobby making. You get to involve, you get to reach other people, and there you could communicate and your business spread.
Under the theme enabling innovation, enhancing productivity, and embracing entrepreneurship, the business community was also able to catch up on the latest issues as they relate to making their business stand out, economic diversification, investments, and meeting the socio-economic challenges of internal self-government.
Economy right now, as you know, in Tobago is driven by the public sector. We want to change that concept and encourage the young entrepreneurs, encourage those that have accomplished to really step up and take up the challenge of improving capacity in Tobago, enhancing the productivity levels.
The conference and exhibition of products from some of the division's grant recipients is a part of the division's Finance Week of activities. I'm Umdara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
You may not want to venture out too much once you're here at Villa Pelicano, but just so you know, a couple close by places of interest are the YMCA and Corland Bay. In today's market, you need to understand a few things: how to grow a business, how to expand your money, and how to develop your brand. Next up, Caroline Wallace talks about empowering the youth to sustain it all.
Renisa George is the owner of Flavor Me Right, a relatively new company on the island, but one that has already been able to tap into the agro-processing industry and be successful. She was one of over 100 young people who attended the 2015 Youth Empowerment Forum hosted by the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development, where they learned the tricks of the trade that can give them a competitive advantage.
To date, we have had opportunities to grasp markets across in New York. They wanted to get the bay leaf powder, especially. They were interested in the spice.
Whilst Flavor Me Right achieved many goals, not everyone has experienced the same success. So the young participants learned the secrets to achieving wealth.
At the end of the day, do yourself a big favor and do your due diligence. Read as much as you can on the subject of investing and money. The business newspapers are always filled with precious gems about building and protecting wealth. Go to as many financial planning seminars as you can. Build that knowledge.
The Tobago House of Assembly has been attempting to diversify the economy, and programs like these by the Business Development Unit help. So young potential entrepreneurs also learned that to expand the spur economic growth, innovation is the main ingredient.
What is required is creating and fostering a culture of independent thinking, openness to ideas, conversations, as well as empathy with your specific target audience. But the key point really is that you, the youth of Trinidad and Tobago, you are the main ingredient for the success of innovation.
This was the 5th Annual Youth Empowerment Forum. But what did the participants take away?
It's very informative. It teaches about investment and how young people could push themselves to achieve greater things.
The event was held under the theme, Maximizing Opportunities, Achieving Potential. I am Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Hello from the other side. It's all about taking it easy on this back patio. I could do this all day, but this next story is an important one. It's about preparing our young boys to be great men. Successful men respected in their field share the keys to a full, enriched life.
You're, of course, at the other end, in goal. It's the best place to be, isn't it, in a penalty shootout?
It is. There's absolutely no pressure in a goalkeeper in a penalty shootout.
You know him here, Shaka Hislop, an ESPN presenter. Before this, Mr. Hislop was a national goalkeeper. He also played for English teams such as Newcastle United and West Ham United, as well as the US team FC Dallas. More than that, Mr. Hislop holds an honors degree in mechanical engineering and an executive MBA from Howard University. With his success on and off the field, these boys who attended the 3rd Annual Junior Achievement Global Entrepreneurship Conference were curious to know just how he did it all.
They were both related. That when I was doing well at school, I was doing well on the field. So I was able to focus a lot of my time, or split my time between the two. And recognizing that a lot of the socializing, a lot of the other things, that gets in the way of you being excellent.
The event, entitled Maximizing Manhood, Exploring Opportunity for Growth and Empowerment, Accepting Responsibility, is meant to encourage young males to become successful individuals. So the students learned about finding their purpose, respecting women, working hard, and staying focused on their goals. lessons which 15-year-old Kadim Telemak appreciated.
But what really stood out for me in the seminar today is that boys could come together and talk and discuss and learn more now, and learn to be men. And as young men, we should learn to take responsibility for our action.
The boys also got sound advice from the owner of the Gael TV station, Errol Fabian, communications specialist Michael Stewart, Pastor Clive Dutton, and Executive Chairman of Junior Achievement, J. Errol Lewis.
We feel if we present to them men who have gone through the road, who have achieved, notwithstanding, then we can spark something in them that says, maybe I can do that also.
The event is facilitated by the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport as a way of encouraging the island's young men to become sound leaders. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
One of the first steps to HIV prevention is staying informed and living responsibly. We're going to talk about this and more when we return. See you after the break.
Hey, why don't you step into the Scarborough Library facility? It has all the knowledge of our land, people and heritage that you just won't find online. The Scarborough Library facility is now open. Tobago Library Services. Information inspires innovation.
Nature's art on the outside, cultural art on the inside, like this chapoy and Indian woven daybed. At Villa Pelicano, it doesn't get much better than that. Okay, our health update. Unlike 30 years ago, HIV is not a death sentence. Many people with the virus live productive lives today. Getting tested is the only sure way to know your status, and greater efforts are being made to reduce the number of new cases on the island.
These are the new targets established at the first Latin American and Caribbean Forum on the HIV Continuum of Care last year. It means that countries in the region have agreed to ensure more people know their HIV status. They want to take that number to 90%. They also agreed to increase the number of people receiving antiretroviral treatment to 90%. But that's not all. There are people who are living with HIV having undergone antiretroviral therapy, which is so successful the amount in their blood can't be detected. They hope to reach 90% in this group. For many countries, including Tobago, it first means doing research on what's the state of HIV numbers and treatment on the island.
Right now we are on the first leg of that, whereby PAHO is helping us with improving the data management in Tobago, so that once we have improved our data management services, then we can have a clearer picture to direct policy and the allocation of resources.
The research will be a collaborative effort among the Office of the Chief Secretary, the Division of Health and Social Services, and the technical support from healthcare officials of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. It's expected to finish next year.
Trying to get a complete picture for Tobago specifically. It's also ongoing in Trinidad, of course, but we're trying to get a complete picture of Tobago, of our resources, including the medication, etc., so then we can see what the gaps are that we need to fill.
New PAHO data estimate that for 2013, 70% of the people living in the Caribbean and Latin America with HIV know they're infected. About 66% have suppressed viral loads, and more than 800,000 were receiving antiretroviral treatment. For Tobago, the findings will help guide the policies that the THA will develop to achieve the 1990-90 targets.
By knowing, rather than guessing, when you know for sure what the picture and the pattern of persons living with HIV is in Tobago, not only can you direct the allocation of resources, but whenever we implement interventions, we can then measure to see how effective our interventions have been. So it helps with monitoring and evaluation.
Currently, people living with HIV/AIDS in Tobago can access treatment from the different health facilities on the island. The division also hosts various public health awareness campaigns to increase sensitization. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Stunning and practically new, this colonial-style villa was constructed 9 years ago by Glenford Small. Next, they studied hard with the goal of making a difference in Tobago. And after graduating from the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute, these next students plan to build the industry with their brand of excellence.
Meet the most outstanding student and recipient of the CEO's Award for Academic Excellence in Tourism Studies, Elet Kerner-Carr. She was one of the 34 students receiving certificates at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute graduation exercise.
What I intend to do now is prepare for the future, which ultimately I would like to be a policymaker in the Ministry of Tourism. So whatever I need to do to get to that point, that's what I'm going to start from now.
And Elet is not the only one wanting to make a difference, as her colleagues Shannon Skeet and Clinton Pinnock are already contributing to the tourism sector.
I would have gathered a bit more of exposure now. So I guess now I'll go back to the business and implement that into the business.
I form a business. I have a business that I actually started, which is Crown Tom. So the name of the business now is Crown Tom Afro Fusion Cuisine, which is a mixture of Jamaican, Italian, and local, Trinidad and Tobago.
And this is exactly some of what the tourism sector in Tobago needs: entrepreneurship.
Tobago is at a critical stage where we need to ensure that our product is of the highest quality. And therefore we're expecting from this group of graduates that extra edge in service excellence that needs to present itself in the industry.
It's hoped that these new additions to the tourism sector will improve the service delivery on the island with their associate degrees in culinary arts, hospitality studies, and tourism studies. From the Division of Tourism and Transportation, I'm Juliet James for Let's Talk Tobago.
Some villas in Tobago boast an interesting guest list, and this one has entertained known musical artists. So let's talk about songwriting. You know, your kid could be the one who writes the next big Calypso hit. Kimberly Job takes us to music class. Watch this.
It was an opportunity for the young children to learn directly from the masters of Calypso. Calypso heavyweights such as Brother Resistance, Black Sage and Nolly Charles led students in various performance exercises which allowed them to showcase their talents. The event was a Calypso writing workshop held at the conference room of the Division of Community Development and Culture. The workshop was geared towards teaching children the importance of the Calypso art form and have them understand the vitality of Calypso and how it relates to the various aspects of their lives.
Why? Why can't I overcome me? Why can't I succeed? Why can't I exceed the simple air that I breathe?
Lisa Aquis, a teacher at the Scarborough RC Primary School, commended the organizers for facilitating the project.
I think that they were very good with the children. They were able to interact with them very nicely. The children responded. They were able to see new talent and give them some pointers or some feeders and so on.
And sixth form student of the Signal Hill Secondary School, Ocean Mills, stated that she was able to gain much from the workshop.
As a student, I learned a lot here. Well, I myself, I'm a script writer and a Calypso writer, so therefore I learned a lot. I got to carry home a lot, and the experience was great.
From the Division of Community Development and Culture, I'm Kimberly Job for Let's Talk Tobago.
Work hard and play to win on and off the athletic field. More about this when Let's Talk Tobago continues. We'll be right back.
Going to Barbados? Why continue to pay high prices when you can get there for only US $231.95, all taxes included? Yes, you heard right. You can now travel to Barbados from Tobago for a mere US $231.95 on Gold's weekly service. So if you're going to Barbados for business, the beach, crop over, or attending university, stop wasting your money on those other high-priced airlines and get there for a fraction of the cost. To book, just log on to www.vogel.com.br. Barbados just got closer.
Welcome back. I'm Davia Chambers in the playroom at Villa Pelicano. Pelicano is Italian for pelican, and these pictures are from the children's book Peter the Pelican. It was written by the villa's owner Robert Bartella for his grandchildren. Okay, what does American football have to do with the way in which young people live here? For these next students, it means invaluable life lessons imparted to them. Take a look.
American football is not popular in Tobago, but the training, discipline, diligence, and other life lessons are certainly what our children can learn from the game. And that's just what they got when they met Tony Stewart, a football player who was a member of the National Football League, the NFL, in the US for 10 years. He played with the Oakland Raiders, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now a motivational speaker, he's associated with the Crossroads program and the local NGO Family Life Foundation, where he teaches children life skills and ways in which they can become successful professionals.
Hard work is the foundation to success. But when successful people want to go to the next level, what they do is they work smart. They work smarter. They create a plan that will help them traject them into a new atmosphere, into a new level.
The students were glad to be a part of the session and shared some of what they'll take away from the seminar.
I learned to stand up and speak out for what you believe in, to continue your career choice, don't to let your dreams die, and to try to help others do the same.
I think his trip was well spent because he kind of teaches us about don't lock away your dreams, because it could be very valuable in the future.
The motivational seminar was supported by the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport. I'm Umadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
This Art Deco staircase leads to spacious rooms for that comfort of home with the style of a villa. We turn now to Keyshawn Wilson for more family and life lessons. It's an uplifting example of how young people may lead through positive teaching.
It was a bunch of young people together in one space. Well, it was a celebration of good moral values in students. Through Family Life Tobago and the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sports' student-centered program in secondary schools,
Tobago's children going to be those wonderful, well-educated children that will bring value not only to Tobago, but the world at large.
Now, may come here to talk about humility. Everyone should cultivate the safest of their ability. It means having a true sense of one's actual worth, in spite of our achievements operating and moving closer to the dirt. Because when you're humble, you can reach a higher place.
You are going to be making yourselves the kind of examples you ought to be, not only at school, but in the family setting and your NGOs, your sports clubs, wherever you interact with people. These traits ought to come to the fore.
And the students are thankful for the opportunity to be involved in a program such as this.
Crossroad has helped me in a lot of areas. I am a singer, and Crossroad has helped me to be much braver and much stronger.
Crossroad has helped me to express myself a little bit more and helped me to come out from being a shy person.
It's responses like those that inspire the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport to continue to partner with organizations like Family Life Tobago because the two want the same thing, the development of young people. I'm Keyshawn Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
This two-story villa also has a study room in the tower. It overlooks the pool and offers a perfect view of the ocean. Let's talk now about hockey and going for the gold. Omadara Mills reports on an unlikely group of brave, tenacious student athletes who are sure to win your heart.
Stick handling, passing, shooting around the goal, and shooting for accuracy. These are the techniques that 11 students of the School for the Deaf, Speech and Language Impaired had to master in a few weeks before they participated in the 2015 Special Olympics of the Trinidad and Tobago Floor Hockey Games. Their efforts got them 8 medals and 2 ribbons, with 13-year-old Avery Clark and 17-year-old Kizelle Grant winning gold.
She said she feels proud of herself.
A proud coach, Sydney Bourne, says that the students practiced 5 days a week for about 1.5 hours leading up to the competition. Ms. Bourne says that their involvement in this sport will benefit them in several ways.
In terms of them socially, they are able to interact with people, they are able to learn to share. They have to share, they have to tolerate others. Academically, I think it will boost their memory because they have to remember the game, so academically it will help them in that field also.
The students took part in the individual skills category since it was their first time at the games. The principal, Annette Neptune Henry, is elated at their achievement. She believes that with more training, they can compete in the team category the next time around.
We decided to participate to expose our children. Many people figure because our children have special needs, they cannot do things, but they can achieve with effective support.
The Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport supported the team by covering the cost of air transportation. Based on their performance, some may be selected for the Special Olympics national hockey team to represent the country in Austria at the Special Olympics in 2017. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's Have Your Say time, so let's see who had their say to this week's question. We asked viewers, what would you like the THA to prioritize when they report to the Assembly on budgetary adjustments? And this is what they said.
Education and meaningful education in which you will target the people in their communities.
Medication, cost of living, and probably transport road. It's very, very difficult. It's becoming like a hazard when the day comes.
Spend the money in the direction where there will be results.
Cut down on expenditure, focus on the children and the future.
The focus necessarily has to be on education.
Do everything that is necessary for the people and them who born in Tobago.
Right, I believe we could fix up some of these buildings. I mean, make the town more, how should I put it, more attractive.
Alleviate some of the issues you have with transportation between Trinidad and Tobago, whether it be by the port, by the boat or by the plane.
That's all for this edition of Let's Talk Tobago. Please email your comments and queries on anything you've seen in this program and visit our website at www.tha.gov.tt. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Davia Chambers on behalf of all of us at the Department of Information. Thank you for spending this time with us. Until next time, be safe and enjoy your week.